Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about Xbox for a minute. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started with this. So as I'm sitting there playing Back 4 Blood tonight, just streaming it, live streaming it on the channel, with some friends, and we're playing this game. Something dawned on me. I was having a good time. I was playing Back 4 Blood, and we're having a good time. All four of us downloaded this on Gamepass. Not one of us, went out of our way to buy this game. I don't necessarily think any of us were really had that much that desire to go and buy this game in the first place. After, and that was just because of what we had been hearing. Like a lot of us, we've just been hearing oh, this game is repetitive and there's just nothing to do. The game sucks and blah, blah, blah. And then it dawned on me again. Who was saying all this? Well, you guessed it. The ponies. Them freaking ponies sitting there telling you how bad of a game this is. So, I mean, maybe it's just because we all went into this game with really low expectations or something. But I don't think that's the case, because most of us can usually tell a good game. I mean, we're not stupid, I mean, we're grown men, and I mean, if we're having a good time playing this game and it's challenging us and we're having fun and we're learning how to play this game, I mean, is that necessarily a bad game? No, I don't think so. Do I think this game is worth buying? The more we play it, the more I play it, the more I start to see Back 4 Blood as, yeah, why wouldn't you buy this? This is light years better than anything you would have bought, on on the PlayStation 3 or anything. Yeah, I definitely think the Back 4 Blood is definitely worth the purchase if you're going to play this game with friends. Yeah, it's definitely fun. Yeah, you could try to play this with bots or whatever and get through it, but it's way funner with friends. Way funner with friends. This is one of those perfect games that really put Xbox on another level, because it could possibly put PlayStation on another level, but let's look at why it puts Xbox on another level first. This game is on Game Pass. That means you've already paid for your subscription. This is part of the bonus. This is a bonus content deal. You get to play this game with your friends on Game Pass and experience this. So, at the end of the day, you're like, wow, man, this is actually not a bad deal, and it's a good game. On PlayStation, man, it's not Xbox's fault, or it's not Back 4 Blood's fault that PlayStation doesn't have a similar service that would allow their gamers to participate in this. But then again, if you listen to the ponies, all the ponies on YouTube and everywhere else right now, they're like, oh, we don't want to rent our games. If you're stupid enough to sit back and listen to that and tout that as, yeah, man, we're superior because we pay $70 for our game. Seriously, man, Back 4 Blood's a pretty good game. We downloaded it on Game Pass. We're having a good time with it. You could look at it as, oh yeah, they're just going to fill Game Pass with a bunch of trash. No, that is not the case at all. That is not the case. This is a good, fun game. The visuals look pretty decent. They're not earth-shattering by any means. But this game does look good. It does feel good. It plays good. It's a solid 60 frames a second. Even when there's big hordes, I'm not dropping frames. We're all having a good time. We're not getting rubber banding. It's a generally good experience. But okay, so let me break down the real point of this video tonight. Is Xbox got PlayStation fanboys really shook, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. We are now to a point where people are starting to take Microsoft seriously. You've seen Flight Simulator, so the cloud clearly works. You've seen Game Pass deliver third-party exclusives, even a Sony first-party exclusive. I get why fanboys are shook now. I understand. I understand why these guys love Xbox so much, because, hey, man, PlayStation, they don't got nothing to talk about, but Xbox gives them all kinds of stuff to talk about. I love watching these guys twist themselves in a knot to try to convince you that Xbox is a port system. That's funny, man. Like, these guys are twisting themselves in knots to try to convince you that, man, PlayStation's better. PlayStation makes a fine system. It's a great ecosystem. Like, it is fun. Like, I bought one. Like, I don't have a problem with PlayStation. I've said from the beginning of this channel, the biggest problem I had was not being able to upgrade my storage. That problem is remedied. I can now upgrade my storage, so that does not bug me anymore. But at the end of the day, like, seriously, man, what else do they got to talk about? If not Xbox, what? I mean, yeah, PlayStation, you know, you're not getting anything, you know, first party till about February now. So if you look at that, yeah, and then you basically got a whole year full of cross-gen games that were supposed to have been PlayStation 5 exclusive, but now they're cross-gen. I mean, I still think that if you know, if Final Fantasy 16 or something else launched next year, that could definitely be like, oh boy, okay, yeah. But let's think about this, man. Honestly, what else do they got to talk about? Seriously, they're out there spreading all this hate and all this negativity about Xbox and Game Pass and stuff, and it's like, well, what do they got? What do they got? They say Xbox has no games. Okay, whatever, man. I've not had one problem in 5 years that I've been playing Xbox finding something to play on it. Not one time. I've actually played some of the Xbox first party titles that I've gotten a lot more than the PlayStation ones. I mean, like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and stuff like that. Those are great games. They're fun to play, but they're short. They're like 10 hours. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, $70 for that game, and you get 10 hours of gameplay. We've probably got at least 6 hours of gameplay on Back 4 Blood that we've been playing together. I think we played for a couple hours the other day. We've been playing it on and off now since it came out. But I mean, my time's been a little bit more. I'm trying to play like other stuff too. But I mean, that's just 6 hours into a free game that I'm like, oh boy, man, that's already more than paid for. You know, I mean, if we're going off of Ratchet and Clank standards or Miles Morales or any of the other PlayStation games that have come out, you know, that are 10 to 12 hour, 13-hour games. I'm telling you, man, what is it like $1 an hour for gameplay for the actual game, and then like another $59.99 for the achievement list that you can hunt down, man? Because if that's what it is, if I'm paying that much money just to hunt down achievements in a game that clearly there's no reason to play longer than 10 hours except for to go look for achievements, is that really worth that much of an investment? Is that really a better experience than sitting there with 4 people and having fun playing Back 4 Blood? Like, I don't get it. Returnal, you can't even save that game, so you have to is that really worth the $70 experience over like Back 4 Blood? I mean, like, Back 4 Blood's challenging. It's pretty fun to play and pretty hard. You know, you get in there and you start playing and learning stuff. Like, it's kind of a hard game. Like, kind of it's a little bit, it's pretty challenging, man. Like, we're having a hard time with it. So all I'm saying is, if you're listening to people out there telling you that Xbox is garbage because it has Game Pass and it's going to cheapen games, I don't know if that's the case. I do not know if that's the case. Like, there's been some whoppers out there, you know, whatever. But I mean, if you were paying for all these games like you are on the PlayStation, because they're coming to PlayStation too. Like, if you were stuck paying for some of these games and you're like, oh man, I didn't really like it, and then you got these guys out there, you know, telling you, hey man, this game's garbage because it's free on Game Pass, and then you don't buy it on the PlayStation, and then you're kind of out. You're not getting to enjoy this experience because some Sony fanboy told you it wasn't good because it was on Game Pass. Man, these guys have got to calm down. Like, seriously, Xbox is here to play this generation. They are bringing their full might to the gaming, and whether that's stacking Game Pass with tons of games for you to pay on a subscription, if that's bringing high quality first party content like Forza 5 and Halo Infinite, you know, Redfall, there's a couple, Avowed, Starfield, like all of these, Xbox came to play. Bethesda, they bought Bethesda. They're not playing anymore. They are going to challenge Sony at a first party level with quality content. Is PlayStation games probably still going to look pretty good? Yeah, dude. Sony does a damn good job at making games look good. They do. Like, I give them that. They win completely most of the time. They're pretty solid. Like, I don't have anything to nitpick about Sony first party games. I really don't. But I mean, you got one of my favorite games of the year on PlayStation is Deathloop, now made by an Xbox first party studio. That's where we're going with this. Like, you can listen to these Sony fanboys all day. You can, like, whatever. I mean, like, I get people in the comments that are like yelling back at me, just spouting this stupid stuff, and I'm like, come on, guys, are you gamers? Are you like trying to prop up your little favorite box? I know it sounds like I prop up my favorite box. I mean, both of them are my favorite box. I do like playing my Xbox. I'm more excited about Xbox ecosystem, but at the same time, like, I'm pretty excited about PlayStation too. I mean, they've been making amazing games that I like to play for over 5 generations now. So at the end of the day, I'm only 5 years into Xbox, and I've got 5 generations now of PlayStation that I've been with ever since. So I'm telling you, I'm looking you right in the eyes right now, and I'm telling you, do not let these Sony fanboys, these ignorant guys that are out there, you know, just spreading so much hate and everything in the gaming community. Just remember that you're a gamer first, man. And you want to play good games. We all want to play good games. That's the whole point we play games. We want to enjoy what we buy. And we want to enjoy what's made. And we want to be happy and, you know, do cosplay and support the developers that we like for making the games that we like. Don't let a bunch of spoiled little rotten fanboys that can't get past their little plastic box tell you how to be a gamer, man. Like, don't listen to that. Don't feed into that stupid stuff. Xbox is a good platform. So is PlayStation. They're both great. They both make some amazing games. I can attest to you that I seriously am enjoying my experience on Xbox. And I've been a PlayStation guy my whole life, ever since the first PlayStation. Like, I get it. Like, I am enjoying my experience on both consoles. Like, I am pretty satisfied. PlayStation's got the DualSense. It's a pretty decent controller. My biggest thing, I just don't really like the triggers that much at this point. Like, right now, I'm really not, and I really hate playing first-person shooters on them. So that's like my biggest thing with the controller. But the HD rumble, the haptics, it feels pretty freaking cool. Like, I do like that. When it works great. So, yeah, at the end of the day, don't let anybody, like, sway your judgment towards... I missed out on so many experiences during the first part of the Xbox One generation because I was so close-minded and I was so ignorant towards the Xbox because I had a little bit less power. And that was about the time I started watching Digital Foundry, and they were like, oh, yeah, it looks better on this one, and I got so caught up into that. I was like, why would I buy that freaking weak Xbox, you know? And then, like, when I finally got my Xbox and I went back and I played games like Rise, Son of Rome, I was like, wow, man, this looks freaking pretty dang good. Definitely looked pretty good. I mean, like, what did we have when PlayStation 4 launched? Killzone Shadowfall? Knack? I mean, like, come on, guys. Like, the PlayStation 4 generation started off so slow. It took forever just for us to finally get Drive Club, and that was one that I was really pumped about. That was a slow starting generation. And I mean, Xbox is definitely starting off slow this generation like that one did. But they have given us a complete barrage of games through Gamepass to keep you busy. If you're an Xbox fan, you have a Gamepass, you're pretty set. Like, you've got a pretty good amount of games to play on that. And yeah, a lot of them are old, whatever, but they are bringing a lot of new ones to it. PlayStation this generation has definitely hit the ground running, launching every single game I didn't want to play until they finally launched some games I wanted to play. So, yeah, I can't call any. The only game on the systems right now that I can truly call true next gen is really Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's really the only one. Everything else is basically upgraded last gen games. Even Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, it looks really pretty for a PlayStation 4 game. It really does. It looks amazing. I cannot fault that for looking amazing, but there is nothing else in there besides faster loading and ray tracing that would really call that like a true next gen experience. Everything is basically loading and like visuals, you know? I mean, like, yeah, visuals is how we've based next gen for a long time, but we've also gotten, much better control over our characters. We've gotten better physics. We've gotten, and this generation, like, so far, everything is still I think everything's still kind of teetering on last generation physics still. So as soon as that starts to move forward and physics get better for this generation, then we'll start to see some real next gen games, some real next gen experiences that are going to be more immersive, and feel a lot better. So I've wasted enough of your time tonight. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you made it this far, you are a freaking trooper. Thank you for watching, and I definitely appreciate everything that you guys do. So remember, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. So have a good night, and we'll see you in the next one.